Ches. Okay, we have one more Seif, we'll finish. I'm almost done. B'chol zeh, all this is more emphasized in the last era. Avoid da fatas atayde vayadas vamayonas chutz me Beis Rabbeinu 770 lechas unem sheches b'yeses seis o b'yeses gamla achere eser shana machere ze b'chaim chiyuse ba'al medein yoysim arboyim shana tafshin yud tafshin nun ba'oif in the nasan Hashem lechem leiv ladas enayim lidis v'znayim l'shmaya v'nim tzushe Beis Rabbeinu hu b'b'chines talpiyos tel shekol piyos poinim ba'yoysim me yoyvel shanim tafshin nun adoyla. The avodah that the Rebbe Rayatz began spreading Torah and Yiddishkeit from Beis Rabbeinu continued after the P'tira, after the 10 years, Tafshin Yud. He says for more than 40 years, Tafshin Nun Beis. This is 1991. So from Tafshin Yud to Tafshin Nun, 1990 is 40 years. Moshe Rabbeinu says after 40 years, you finally get a pair of eyes and a pair of ears and a heart to feel, a Nayim Liros, Oznayim Lishmaya, and Leiv Ladas. So he says, the Beis Rabbeinu 770, more than a yovel years from Tafshin through Tafshin Nun, which is called Olam, is a center of Kedusha and Torah, of Harvatzas HaTorah and Hafatzas HaTorah and Mayonas. You see practically, this is emphasized even more when you see more and more the Jews that come physically and spiritually to Beis Rabbeinu b'roivam hadras melech koilel gam man malki rabbanon ubefratnes siador. They come to beautify the king, melech malcham lachem hakadosh baruch hu, because the more Jews that come to a shul, the more beautiful it is, and it also includes what the Gemara says, which melech man malki rabbanon. The Gemara tells us in Gittin, a Jew who learns Torah and becomes one with Torah, so he becomes one with Torah, so he's the gedder of the melech man malki rabbanon, because of his achdus with Torah, with Hashem, especially the Melech Hadar. To the point that so many Jews come, there became the need to expand, to make bigger and expand even more as Beis Rabbeinu, the house of Rabbeinu. And not just a small renovation, it needs such an expansion that will actually break down the parameters of Paratzta 770, almost like building a new building. That's how much expansion it needs. Sometimes you just need a little more room, but sometimes you need mamish, like a new home. That's how much room you need. And he says in 103, it was already expanded a few times in earlier years. It was expanded, but that's why he says because it was already expanded. To the point that there was a cornerstone placed. When do you place a cornerstone on Even HaPinna? When you're building a new building, because it wasn't just like adding a renovation, just adding a little bit. The point was, it should be mamash like a new building. That's how much the expansiveness should be. And the publishers, we have a Shuli Agilion that's signed by the Hamaitziim La'or, those who published it, who give us a little bit of history. Be'erev Chayelo Shnas Tavshin Memches, Nercha Nocha 7 Pinna, Lagdolas, Varchavas, Beis HaKnesses, Beis HaMedrash, the Lubavitch, the Lubavitch, the Maimid Kvei Kedushas, Admor Shlita Sheiniach, Evan Pinna, Beyadav HaKadoshas, Urei HaSicha Shenemra, B'Maimid Zeh, Urei Gam Sichas Leila Shenerabah Tavshin Mem Tes. The day before Chai Elul, Tavshin Mem Ches, summer 1988, there was a breaking of the ground and the laying of a cornerstone to expand the shul and the Beis Medrash of Lubavitch, Rebbe Lubavitch, in the presence of the Rebbe, who picked up the stone and placed it with his hands at the Anochas Even HaPinna, and also spoke at the time. And he gives the Maramekaimis of the Sikh, and a later Sikh at Tavshin Mem Tes, where the Rebbe continued that theme. I don't know if you know, but I had the schus of being here then, and the way it came about, that year the Rebbe was in his house, because for a full year after the passing of Rebbe Simchaya Mushka, the Rebbe stayed home a whole year, and besides Shabbos, when he would come here for Shabbos, for davening and for the Fabrengen. But also, I think the first month, the Rebbe stayed home even on Shabbos, besides Shabbos Mavarchim. So everything was in the Rebbe's house, including dollars. And I think that day in the morning, David Chase, Olav Shalom, who was a famous philanthropist and big friend and supporter of Chabad, Yeshiva in Morristown and Hartford and many other places, and he went over to the Rebbe by the steps going up, and he told the Rebbe that they're doing today the Hanocha 7 Apinah for the expansion of 770, and he asked the Rebbe if he would come specially to 770 to the Hanocha 7 Apinah. And the Rebbe responded to him and said that by Jews we always make deals. So he'll make a deal with him. And the deal is that the Rebbe will come to the Hanocha 7 Apinah, but that David Chase has to give a speech in Mameloshen. He has to give a speech in Yiddish. And if he commits to give a speech in Yiddish, the Rebbe will come to the Hanocha 7 Apinah. So he committed, and the Rebbe said he'll be there, he'll see him there. And at the end, the Rebbe, I think, if I remember correctly, the Rebbe said, remember the deal. Remember the Mameloshen speech. The Rebbe came, I think it was around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. It's quite a few years ago. This is 1988. The Rebbe came, and there was outside set up a bimah and a stender. The Rebbe spoke a whole sikha about Hanocha 7 Apinah. The Rebbe asked that the Rashag, Zichrona Levracha, his brother-in-law, should say a few words, I think. And then was David Chase's turn. David Chase gave a speech in English. He spoke about Auschwitz, about the children in Auschwitz. At the end, he looks at the Rebbe and he said, I made a deal with the Rebbe that I'm going to speak in Mameloshen. The problem is, I forgot Mameloshen. He grew up in Poland, a Yiddish Engel from Poland, but he forgot it. He was an American wealthy Jew, a businessman, and he forgot Yiddish. So he said, I forgot the language, but I promise that next time around, I'll make sure to learn some of the language so I could give a speech in Mameloshen. But I do want to say this line in Yiddish. And he finished his speech with this line, and he said, Rebbe, ich hab dich lieb, sehr, sehr. Rebbe, I love you very, very much. That was the end of his speech. Rebbe gave a very big smile and then did the Hanocha 7 Apinah and distributed dollars for tzedakah. So this is the background behind this footnote here about the Hanocha 7 Apinah for the expansion of 770 in the summer Erev Chayel Tovshin Memches. Valpi ha'amur la'el. He says in 102, expand the shul. 102. L'chazik es habinyan u'lahagbiya shenemer u'leroimim es beis Elokeinu. Rambam beis Abchira b'negela beis Hamikdash. V'al derech zeh b'negela beis Haknesses beis Hamedrash re'ei Rambam hilchis tefillah. In that sense, a shul is similar to the beis Hamikdash. That is a mitzvah to beautify and strengthen and lift up the structure of the Beis Hamikdash and of every shul. Valpi amar la'el aderech goydel la'ili the Beis Rabbeinu Shebebavel. Sheno samikdash v'yasar shambu makam hamikdash gufi de la'asid. V'at sheba yizgal hamikdash asid d'masham yangzel Yerushalayim. Moven goydel haschus. The kolachet v'echet mi'yisol l'shtativ begufi b'mamayne v'chalamar b'reizem meshubach b'bniyas Beis Rabbeinu Shebebavel ka'achana li'yiridis v'yizgalus mikdash asid taken from Yad Mamish. After everything we explained about the Gewaldike Meile of Mikdash Ma'at in Bavel, and the Gewaldike Meile of Beis Rabbeinu Shebebavel, where Shaf v'Yosef ben Hardah, the Beis HaMikdash relocates and settles in Bavel. And the Marshahu says, it's not just the Mikdash Ma'at, that it's the place of the Beis HaMikdash itself, because every shul becomes connected to the Beis HaMikdash. And we explained that it's the place where the Beis HaMikdash gets revealed first, and from there it returns to Yerushalayim. Based on all this, one can appreciate the great merit of a Jew to participate in his body and with his money, with his assets, the more the merrier, in building and constructing the house of Rav and Bavel as a preparation, because it's not just every shul, every Beis Knesses, but especially such a Mikdash Ma'at with all the qualities. It's a preparation for the descending and the revelation of the future Beis HaMikdash, the third Beis HaMikdash, immediately mamash. As he says in 105, Al derech b'dugmas Beis HaMikdash, sha'kol chayav livnis v'l'sayid matzah d'mamayim. It's a Mikdash Ma'at, so it has a similarity to the Beis HaMikdash, that it's a schus for everybody to have a part. V'azman grama, the time is ripe. B'shnas HaTzadik, the year of Tzaddik, the year of 90, K'mudgish b'tehillim mizmer Tzaddik hashayach l'shana zu, according to the minhag of the Baal Shem Tov, to say the tehillim connected to your age in 107. So the capital of Tzaddik, Haschalaso, is Hashem ma'oin ata yislona b'dar v'dar. Hashem, you have been a home for us in every generation. We learned before from the Gemara, what does the Gemara say in Megillah Daf Chavtes about this pasuk? Shegai gamal batik nesis batim medrashas. Rava said the mind that you are in every generation is the shuls and the Batei Medrash, which are the home where Hashem dwells. The end of the capital is Yinoyam Hashem Elokeinu Aleinu U'Maseh Yadeinu Kaineneu Shekoya Al Ashras Hashchina B'Mishkan U'Mikdash. V'Yehi Ratzon, may it be the will of Hashem. Sha'id Lifnei Hagdolas V'Archavas Beis Rabbeinu Shebebavel. Thank God for these words. Before Yehi Ratzon, before the building and the expansion of Beis Rabbeinu Shebebavel, before it, Yizgala V'Yered Min HaShamayim Mikdash HaAsit, should be revealed and come down from heaven. The future Beis HaMikdash, Mikdash Adne Kainenu Yadecha, the Beis HaMikdash that Hashem builds, like he brings in 110 again from Rashi and Tosfos in Masechta Sukkah and Aleph. Beis HaMikdash Hashlishi VeHaMeshulish, the third one and the one that encompasses all three. Shekoilel Gama Mishkan Ubayis Rishon Ubayis Sheni, because it includes also the first two and the Mishkan. Sheyizgalat Chilu Beis Rabbeinu Shebebavel. It will be revealed, the Kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash will be revealed in Beis Rabbeinu Shebebavel. Shegam hu bayis HaMeshulish. Shegam hu bayis Meshulish. It's also a home that encompasses three dimensions. Beis HaKnesses, Tefillah, place of davening. Beis HaMedrash, a place of Torah. Beis Maisim Tovim, a place of good deeds. Gemilas Chasadim, kindness and charity and giving. Avos Yisrael. Or Misham, and from there, Yachzor Yerushalayim, the Beis HaMikdash of Mikdash Adne Kainenu will return to Yerushalayim. Beyachad. Kol Batei Knesiyos, or Batei Midrashos Shebechol Ha'olam, together with all the shuls and all the places of learning Torah in the whole world, Sheyikavu B'Eretz Yisrael B'Yerushalayim Mechubal L'Mikdash, which all the shuls and Batei Midrash will become established in Eretz Yisrael and in Yerushalayim, connected, linked to the Beis HaMikdash. In other words, the Beis HaMikdash is going to encompass not only the Beis HaMikdash, but every shul and every Beis Medrash is part of the territory of the new Beis HaMikdash, as the Gemara taught us. Together with all Jews of the entire world, in Yeshaya Hanavi, V'aviyosim al harkotshi, v'simachtim beis tfilosi, ki yivesi beis tefillah yikarei lechol ha'amim. All Jews will come to this tefillah. Beis tefillah yikarei lecham, as we explained before. What does the Maharsha say? That the Beis HaMikdash is made up from the shuls that were in all the nations. Beis HaAmim in all the nations of the world. That's what makes up the Beis HaMikdash. And in 112 he says one more thing. Ume'ein zegam b'soif zman hagolus shebeis Rabbeinu Shebebavel yikarei lechol ha'amim aydei ha'ishtadlus ba'afotzas ha'limud v'akiyim the mitzvahs shenitztavu b'nei noyach kepsak din ha'rambam ilchas malachim Seif perek ches. Al pip shat yikarei lechol ha'amim, Rashi says over there, doesn't mean the Maharsha teaches the shul, the Beis HaMikdash is coming from shuls that were in all the countries of the Goyim. But the literal teaches that the Beis HaMikdash is going to become a center not only for Jews, Rashi says clearly, not only for Jews, but l'chol ha'amim. For every person in the world, the Beis HaMikdash is going to become a place of inspiration, a place of empowerment, a place of enlightenment. And we know that the Beis HaMikdash is Nos HaMikdash v'yashav sham. A mirror of it is in the Mikdash Mat. So he says, in Galus we also have me'ein, this nekuda, that the function of Beis Rabbeinu Shebebavel is not only a place where inspiration must go to every Jew, but a place where ultimately inspiration ought to go l'chol ha'amim, because the Rambam tells us that we're responsible to spread and teach the Sheva Mitzvahs b'nei Noyach. And the Pasuk says in Yeshaya Hanavi, Nachon yiyah har Beis Hashem b'rosh harim, v'nisu migvoyes, v'naru elav kol hagoyim, v'holchu amim rabim, v'amru, l'chu v'nalu el har Hashem el Beis Elokei Yankov, v'yareinu midracha, v'nelcha b'archosav, ki mitzion teitzei Torah, udvar Hashem Yerushalayim, Torah chadosha me'iti teitzei, tekev u'miyad mamish.